Welcome, dear Emerians, to another episode of Immerpreneur, where we learn from successful entrepreneurs. Today's episode will be featuring a very passionate and selfless man who is the embodiment of a true leader and a successful entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all learn from the recently promoted one-star director of Emery, Nigeria, Dr. John Mukoro. Welcome to the show, Dr. John.
Thank you very much, Madam Gladys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Dr. John, congratulations on being the first director of Emery, Nigeria. You were not the first to join Emery when we launched it in Nigeria, but you surely came out on top. And in between achieving this remarkable success, you were also juggling with attending lectures in a business school in Lagos. By the way, is that the same school that conferred you with the honorary doctorate?
No, that was a Lagos Business School. My honorary doctorate degree was given to me by European American University in Ghana.
Okay.
The business school I was attending was the Lagos Business School in Lekki, Lagos. That was because I wanted to be on top of my game when I left banking and chose to go into my entrepreneurial journey. I wanted to know everything that had to do with business. So I went into that school, the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-Atlantic University, to be able to learn everything I was supposed to know about business so as to be able to dominate the new field I have chosen outside banking. You know, like I told you earlier, I used to be a banker for 10 years. So when I left banking and moved into business, went into network marketing, I needed to be able to dominate this area. So any form of learning, any form of training that was going to aid me, that was going to equip me to be a master in this area, I was always going for it. And this has helped me in my journey to a very great extent. Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, Dr. John, you were awarded the honorary doctorate you mentioned from the European American University in Ghana. Is that because of your contributions to the business community in Nigeria?
Yes, that was actually because of my contribution. You know, immediately I left banking and I started the journey. You know, the network marketing business is such that the people you carry along, the people you bring with you, the best way you can grow in this business is for you to be able to help these same people to grow, for you to be able to move along and grow through the ranks in this industry. You must be able to be genuinely interested in people. So it was the path I chose. Everybody that I came across, everybody that wanted to join me in this business, I was genuinely interested in trying to show them the path, in trying to help them, to guide them, to grow, to develop, and find their path in this journey of financial development, in this journey of personal development. So everybody I came across, everybody that was following me, I had this mindset of wanting to help and assist and support them. So in the area of doing that, that was what led to my being awarded that honorary doctorate degree. And this has really helped me to knowing fully well that I was being seen and people were watching. And this has also helped even in my business currently with the company I'm currently partnering with.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess like everyone else, you also had the wish or the goal to gain more knowledge and to be successful. And we all know that learning is always a lifelong journey, right? Now, despite getting this honorary doctorate, you still pursued going to the Lagos Business School to continue learning and for your further education. I wanted to ask, which came first, joining Emery or starting the business school?
Okay, joining Emery came first. I joined Emery precisely on the 25th of April, 2019. And I went and attended the business school about 3 months later. You know, when I joined Emery, prior to joining Emery, I had left banking, got into a business, network marketing business, and the experience I had in that business, I gave myself a little break from the network marketing industry based on that particular experience. You know, like they always say, your past experience always it has a way of shaping your future action. So on January 2019, a friend of mine, Reverend Daniel Shekper, told me about the Emery business. He said the business was already in Ghana. He wanted me to come over to Ghana to see the business plan. But prior to this time, for over a year and a half, I wasn't fully involved in any network marketing business. That was because of the experience I had in my previous company. So I told him that for me to partake in this particular company, he was trying to show to me the company has to believe enough in Nigeria for them to come to Nigeria first. That if the company can come to Nigeria, get established on the Nigerian soil, I was going to need time to see the plan. But for me to come over to Ghana, to come and see the plan in Ghana, that was one thing I was not going to do. So he even told me, okay, he wanted to come down to Nigeria himself to show me the plan. He did come to Nigeria, we planned and he came. Even the day he came, he told me he was already in Nigeria. I sent him my address on the island, he was on the mainland. You know, 20, 30 minutes for him to come and visit me on the island to share the plan with me. I called him and I told him that I was not even interested in seeing him again, that he shouldn't bother, that he should go back to Ghana, that since he said the company will be opening in Nigeria, that whenever the company opens up in Nigeria, that I will come and see the plan and know how it looks like. No, he went back to Ghana the next day. Surprisingly, when he got back to Ghana, he called me and said he had landed in Ghana safely. I was surprised by his kind of attitude. I felt he even called me and told me he has arrived, that based on the way I treated him, I didn't even expect him to even get back to me again. But here he was getting back to me to tell him that he has arrived safely in Ghana, that the company will be launching in Nigeria on the 15th of April. That was that 2019. And I said, okay, no problem, that when they launch, I will come to the office that day. And he kept reminding me of that particular date. So 15th of April 2019 came. He actually arrived in Nigeria a day to the launch, a day or two to the launch. And I told him, he called me. I told him I will be in the office on the day of the launch. You understand? You know, I never went there. Deliberately, I didn't go. So he felt disappointed. He went back to Ghana. So he now handed my details to Ms. Queen Komoda, the Vice President of Emery Africa and Middle East. You know, Ms. Queen Komoda kept sending me WhatsApp messages, kept reminding me that I should come to the office. She needed to share the business opportunity with me. You know, from that 15, she kept sending, I kept giving excuses. But once again, I noticed another thing, she didn't give up. She didn't give up. I gave excuses all through 15th to 20th to 20. She kept following up on me. You know, so finally we agreed that on the 24th of that same April, I was going to come over to the Emery office. So 24th, she was waiting for me. She told me she was not going to go anywhere. You wait for me. I remember that was the day the president of my country came from Abuja to Lagos to commission a project. So I just remember that I told him that I was looking for all the excuses in the world not to go to Emery office to see the plan. So I called the Supreme Commander and I told her that I just realized that the president was in Lagos and everyone will be rowdy, that I won't be able to come that day. I should shift it to the next day, which was 25th. So she said, no problem, that 25th will wait for me again. No, 25th I came. I told my wife that I've shifted the appointment to 25th, which was the next day. My wife herself wasn't happy because my wife wanted me to take a shot at the Emery business opportunity, but at this time she felt I was delaying too much in just folding my hand and not trying to see the business plan. So 25th now came, I was at home doing nothing. I was just lying down. At 12 noon, my wife came and said, you were supposed to have an appointment with the people at Emery. How come you did not start going? I live in Lekki. You have to drive about 2-3 hours to get to Emery office on the mainland. So she was wondering. So I told her that I'm feeling somehow not really wanting to go to Emery office. She was like, why? And I said, the previous day there was a documentary on Channels Television on a part of the Third Mainland Bridge trying to cave in that I don't really feel like driving through that Third Mainland Bridge that very day. So because of that, I don't think I'll go to Emery office. If she had supported that idea, if she had reasoned with me along the same line, I don't think I would have been here today. But she didn't. She told me a lot of people went through that Third Mainland Bridge from the mainland to the island to work today, and they are not dead. So I should stand up, get ready, and go to the Emery office and go and listen to the business plan. She has only reminded me that the school fees is coming, a lot of bills are coming, that she's encouraged. I should just try and go and look at that plan, that she feels that it's something I will be able to do. I should just, I got up, I went to the Emery office. Now, my plan of going to the Emery office was, let me just go and just hear this thing out so that this white lady that keeps sending me text messages, keep disturbing me, she will be off my neck, so that at least Reverend Daniel from Ghana, he will be off my neck, because I wasn't really interested in all this networking for now. And I got to the Emery office. When I got there, the first thing that struck me was the office itself. I saw a very huge edifice just beside the Maryland Mall in Maryland in Lagos. And I was surprised because, I've been around this, I've been in the field of network marketing for some time in Nigeria. Yeah. So when we hear foreign companies coming into Nigeria and they tell you that they have an office in Nigeria, most of them, what they do, they just come, get a room, put a table there, put a laptop, get one or two stuff and say, we are now in Nigeria. But I saw a company with this huge edifice and I was surprised. I was asking myself that how can a company that was yet to make a kobo from Nigeria, get to make a dime from Nigeria, put on, bring up such an edifice in this kind of area in Lagos? And I told myself that these guys, they must be very serious for them to do this. And I went into the building and everything I saw inside, I was wow. I told you I've been a banker for 10 years. So when you see, as a banker, our ambience is always very lovely, you understand? So when I see something that has the kind of ambience that can sweep me off my feet, you should know that that place will be very wonderful. I got in and I was very surprised. So they took me through they showed me the products of the company. And while showing me the product, the young man, Mr. Yusuf, I remember from Ghana, told me something. He said, our products are products of conscience. If you cannot use them, don't get involved in business. For me, that was very fundamental because I know a lot of companies that come and they bring products and all they know is just to push the products out. And most time they don't even take the products. So I was like, these guys must really, really be serious. As a matter of fact, they gave me samples of products that day to take home. So after the product was shown to me, they now ushered me to the director's lounge where Ms. Queen Komoda was waiting for me. So she showed me the business plan. She showed me the compensation plan. When she was showing me the compensation plan, a lot of things went through my mind. When I saw the kind of money she was talking about, at the end of the presentation, I asked her 2 questions. I said, are you really going to pay out this kind of money if I get this work done? And she said, Mr. John, the fact is that I have been in this industry for 12 years, and that for the last 12 years that she was in this industry, the kind of money she is paying out in Emery, she has not paid out that kind of money in any company. And that she's assuring me that everything she has shown me in this plan, that if I get the work done, I was going to receive every single money that she has shown me in this plan. I asked her a second question. I said, how valuable is this company? I asked that question because at that level, based on what I experienced again in my previous company, I didn't want to get into any company after a year or 2 or 3 years. They'll say they are moved out of Nigeria. Then I need to now start afresh, now move my people to a new company. I didn't want that at all. I wanted something I could do for a long time. I wanted something I could do, just settle here and build this till the very end. So I wanted something that was going to last and stand the test of time. So I asked her, I said, how valuable is this company? And she answered with so much confidence, said, Mr. John, the slogan of our company is actually built to last. That our company is solid, our company is strong, we are here to stay. At that point, I told her, please give me the form. I want to become a part of this business. And that was how I joined Emery. Thank you.
Wow. Well, what I picked up from you is that you actually have a natural leadership instinct, and only true leaders are those who want to be the best in the field to be able to lead others. You're basically, this is like you're a lion and you want to be a leader of the pride. And this shows natural instinct and characteristic of a true leader and also a successful entrepreneur. They do everything to prove that they have to be the best and not just calling themselves as a leader for convenience. As I listen to your story, I can't help but notice that you had made a life-changing decision right there on the spot after Miss Queen's presentation. Despite the fact that you initially came to the presentation, if I remember correctly, and you were just there to listen to the compensation plan, and yet you were about to say no to Emery. You also mentioned that it probably was also because of the compensation plan, the Emery synergistic plan, that changed your mind, as you have never seen such a plan in your life before. But I believe that there's something deeper at work here. Psychologically, I don't think it's impulse buying. And I wanted to explore what you call the spark, because I'm fascinated. There's a spark that I see in you, and I guess this spark actually inspired you, motivated you, pushed you all the way to success. And this is the success we actually see today. That's what I actually wanted to find out, Dr. John. Maybe you could tell me or enlighten me about this spark. Where did it come from?
Okay, if you ask me, yes, when Ms. Queen Komoda was showing me the plan that very day, and honestly, to be very sincere with you, the day when I left my house that very day to go to Emery office, the last thing that I had in my mind was that I was going to burn this business. It never crossed my mind. My mission was just to get there, hear them out, and because Daniel has told me that if I come and hear the plan, if I tell him I don't want to do the business, that he was never going to disturb me again. So my own was, let me come, hear the plan, and leave that place so that Daniel and Miss Queen was never going to disturb me again. But as she was showing me the plan that day, I saw something. I saw a plan where I could put in everything in the beginning. And when I put in everything in the beginning, put in the work in the beginning, I can get to a particular level and I can rest and continue earning. You know, the day I left, the day I resigned from the bank was the day my salary stopped coming. That was the last time I was paid in the banking industry, the day I tendered my resignation. And you very well know that your energy, your strength at 30 is not the same with your strength at 40. Your strength, your energy at 40 is not the same at 50. Your strength at 50 is not the same as 60. So I saw a company where I could put in the effort, build very deep from the beginning. And I get to a particular level where I could rest. And that for me was powerful. That for me was the true meaning of passive income. So it's like you're driving towards a bridge and your car breaks down and you're pushing the car up the bridge. Initially, the weight of the car will be falling back on you. Now, when you push, you then at that point you have to push further, push harder, keep pushing harder. When you are able to put in enough energy and you are able to push the car to the middle of the bridge, you no more require the energy, reduce the initial time to push because you'll be able to get the car to a flat surface. Now, what if you now get the car to the other side? When the car starts descending at this level, you don't even need to push again. The car starts rolling down on its own. So I saw that in the Emery plan. I saw a plan where I could put in the effort from day one, the minimal effort from day one, and I built to a level where I could rest for life while I keep earning. That for me was powerful. Then looking at the plan again, something else struck me. I saw a plan where where you cannot move up, you cannot rank up in isolation. You know, at this point in time, I had gotten to a level in the industry where people were no longer surprised at my achievements. They'll say, is it not Jamukoro? He has a way of doing it. So looking at the Emery plan and seeing what Queen was presenting, the spark for me wasn't what I was going to achieve. It was more for me what I can achieve and what I can bring those in my team to achieve with me. I saw a plan where you get started, you move from associate to executive, and no matter how good you can't on your own alone move from executive to manager. For you to move up, those that join with you at the first level of associate, you have to work with them to meet you up on the executive board. That is what qualifies you to go to the manager board. Now you're on the manager board, you have to work with those that came to join you on the executive board to also join you in the manager board for you to rank up the director board. So I saw in the plan you can't just rank up in isolation. I saw in the plan where, as you're moving up, you must deliberately and intentionally work with those, your team, to also bring them up. And when you duplicate the system, they themselves will deliberately and intentionally work with those they are bringing in to move up. And by so doing, I saw a plan where everybody could win. That was where I coined that thing from. I say with Emery, everybody wins. Because I saw a plan where everybody will be eager to help people in their structure. So, that was a very big eye-opening. It was a wow moment for me. And I said, this was it. So it wasn't a coincidence when on the day I left associate and became an executive, two of my partners on that day became elite associates. On the day I left executive and became a manager, two of my partners became elite executives. On the day I became a director in Emery, on that very day, two top partners in my team, they became elite managers on that very day, on their way to directors. It was not a coincidence. It was something I saw on the day I saw the plan. It was so clear to me. And from day one, it was a major strategy. So the spark in the plan I saw that day was, this business is a business where everybody could win when you put in minimal effort. So that was why I said this was it for me. As a matter of fact, I remember what happened. I told Miss Queen, give me the form. I want the form. And she said, I'm going to take a shot. And I said, yes. So she said, okay, she was trying to shift to a corner so that, the Emery write-up was at the background. She was trying to make me shift from the Emery write-up, you understand? And I said, no, come, let us snap with the Emery background. Because as I'm standing here with you right now, I have made up my mind to do this, and I'm going all the way to the end. So that was it.
From what I gather, what sparked you during the presentation with Queen is not the marketing plan or how much the company pays you, but you saw a realistic opportunity to make passive income. And this sparked your flame that you can share this with your business partners and allow them to enjoy the same benefits. Listening to you actually reminds me of Oprah Winfrey's famous quote: Know what sparks the light in you, then use that light to illuminate the world." I bet Miss Queen did a fantastic job in igniting that spark in you on that day. Now that the fire has actually been unleashed, how do you use this fire to build your successful networking business?
There are now 4,500 persons in my team. So how do I build? The way I build this business is this. When I first started, the first set of people I brought into the business, when they built with me, they ranked up from one level, they went from first level to second level, they went from associate, they went to executive, they got to manager. Now at that level, I knew that they had known everything. They had known almost everything. They are taking charge of their businesses. You understand? They are taking charge of their businesses. So I knew at that point they cannot do it for themselves. So was I supposed to relax at that point? No. I went back down I went back to ground zero to go and recruit fresh people from the ground, to start fresh people from zero level, from associate, from classic. I went to recruit them. I worked with them again to come up to associate, to executive, to manager level. Now at that level, they were okay again to push their businesses for themselves. And I go down again. So that is what I do every time, and I'm still doing. What does this do for me? You know, somebody that just sees the plan for the first time, there's this fire, there's this energy in their bones. They are so excited. So me, just seeing kind of people, I am excited because they keep me on my toes. I want to stay, they want to ask all the questions, they want to know everything, and I'm ever ready to show everything. So it keeps me very active, it keeps me very energized, it gives me the whole momentum also to show them everything I want to show to them. Now I work with them, they rank up to executive, to manager, and I go back down again to bring in fresh people. So like I always say, it is not what, I don't get excited when you join my business. What excites me is what you do after you join. This is where my excitement comes from. So it's not about the number of 4,500 persons in my team in 1 year. What is more profound for me is what percentage of these 4,500 persons are actively involved in the business. So I always go back down to bring people, to move them up. So every time you always see me very active. Every time you always see me as a director, I'm still recruiting. As a director, I'm still presenting. I'm still very active. You know, right from day one, Emery Nigeria from the world always announced. When we had 1,000 persons in the entire Nigeria, they announced it. Right from that day, when I saw the 1,000 they announced, I went into my back office and I said, how many people out of this 1,000 do I have for myself? I saw the numbers and I gave myself a target. I said, even though I did not join Emery the very first day it was launched in Nigeria, I am giving myself a target today that at every point in time where Emery announces the total numbers of people they have in the country, Nigeria, when they announce 2,000, when they announce 3,000, when they announce 4,000, at every point in time, I want to have 60%, 60. I want to have 60% of that total number in my team. So I was very conscious of that target I set for myself. I was very, very conscious of it. And I kept working towards it every time. So when I remember that I have set such a target for myself, once I moved people to a particular level, I knew I had to come back to develop fresh ones. And by doing that also, I know that once they are fresh and they know so much of what I've taught them, it will also aid them to duplicate the system and also bring fresh people. So this is one strategy I've been able to use to build a very formidable team, to build a very large team, not just large, but to build a team of very active areas. Thank you very much.
Wow. Dr. John, actually, from the research that I have made, I know that you have a magic touch to build a successful team and a business in whichever networking company that you join. I mean, how do you sustain this burning fire for so long? I mean, most networkers dropped out of business because they couldn't maintain the burning passion for a long time. They give up when the going gets tough or if they get distracted. I believe the key here is sustainability, the sustainability of our dreams. I'd like to ask, what and who sustains the fire in you, Dr. John?
So I always tell people that no matter the motivation you get out there, the best motivation you can ever get is the one you give yourself. So I tell people that when you join this business, for you to sustain the momentum in this business, try and create a story for yourself. Try and create a success story for yourself, no matter how small. No matter how small. The company has said, if you introduce one person, we are going to pay you this amount. If you do this, we're going to pay you this. Get involved in that activity. Try and bring that one person. Ask yourself, was I paid? And if you were paid, go a step further. Do something else and ask yourself, were you paid? Now, if you create a success story for yourself, that gives you the motivation to continue pushing. But if you join the business and you are just there, you are not deliberate, you are not intentional about creating a success story for yourself. If you are there busy telling people about the success story of your upline, your first 1 month, you're recruiting, you are telling people about the success story of my upline. Month number 2, you're still campaigning the success story of your upline. Month number 3, your upline story. For how long are you going to tell your upline story? You know,
Right.
you know, most times people that you talk to about your business, most times they're not even listening to they don't really care about the product, they don't care about the compensation plan, they don't care about what you're telling them. The one and only thing they care about is this business you're telling us about. How has it moved you from point A to point B? How has this business impacted your own life? That is what convinces them. So because of that, you have to, on your own, try from day one to create a personal story. Try from day one to create a story for yourself, a story that will excite you. So that is what I do. From day one, I create my personal story. I told myself, all these mornings that I've been told by Reverend Daniel Shepherd, all these mornings I've been shown by Miss Queen Komoda, I want to see this money. Where is the money? Hence, they have said, if I do this, I'm going to get the money. I began to get engaged in those activities, and I began to see the money. And once I started seeing the money, I became so convinced. I became more convinced than every other person. I became very, very, very convinced. I remember there was one time, I think the very first time I met Mr. Yap, our president. He was telling me about how they want to sustain the growth. They want to sustain the growth of Emery in Nigeria. How he wanted me as one of the leaders to really know that the company is serious. And I told him something. I said, right now, I have more at stake than you, Mr. Yap, who is even the president of Emery. If anything happens to Emery right now in Nigeria, I have more at stake. After building Emery for just 3 months, if anything happens, I have more at stake than you, Mr. Yap. So I knew at that point that I had given Emery my all. So I had campaigned. Everybody was beginning to know me as the Emery man. So that is what you do when you come into a business. You give it your all. You give it your all. And once you do, and you don't give up, there is no way you will not succeed. That is what has led to this my current success. Thank you.
I totally agree, Dr. John. And as a leader, I can see that you don't just have a spark that drives you to a higher vision. You also have an action plan. And it's amazing how you shared this action plan, not just for yourself, but you also for your team as well. And I believe that is definitely a characteristic of a leader. I remembered Mr. Yap, our president, always shared this message. Don't wait to be inspired before you are motivated to take any action. Take action first, and when your actions show growth and results, you will naturally be inspired and motivated to do more. Do you agree with our president?
That's true. That is true. That is very true. That is the summary of the whole message. If you are able, if you are able to get involved in this business and you get the success story out of the business, that success story will motivate you from the inside. And once you are motivated from the inside, you know, when you perform stage A and you earn the money accrued to stage A, now you are looking forward to stage B. You know that since you've been paid money for stage A, if you move up to stage B, you will also be paid the money you've been promised for stage B. So you are working towards the second stage with so much energy, with so much vigor, having known that the one that you have attained, you've taken everything that you were told you would take. So you're working towards stage B. Now, when you do the second stage and you are paid everything you ought to have been paid, you are excited. You are now looking forward to stage 3, which is also higher money. You understand? So at every point in time, you are looking forward to something bigger and higher to attain. But if you don't move towards the stage 1 to get that small one that will spoil you up to stage 2, if you don't move, if you don't take off from the ground like a plane that wants to fly, if you don't take off from the ground, if you remain on the ground, you go nowhere. So this is one strategy I have been able to share with my leaders, that you must create that story from yourself from the beginning. Once you do that from the beginning, and you create that for yourself from the beginning, and you get the reward for that first level, that gives you a conviction that if I can get the reward for this first level, it means I will get the reward for second level. So you are looking at being able to conquer the second level, and you work towards it, and you conquer it, and you get the reward for second level. You are looking forward to conquering the third level. So at every point in time, as you rise up, you are looking forward to doing something bigger and to get in a higher reward. And know something, the more you rise through the rank upward, the more you rise in recent, the more you rise, the easier the business for you. If you know what you're doing, the more you rise, the easier it is for you. If you're able to duplicate yourself and duplicate the system in your team, and there are a very high percentage of the people in your team are doing what you are doing, I tell you, the more you rise up the ranks, the easier it is for you. At this level, to just be you showing the plan and guiding people up to. So this strategy of having motivation from the inside, not waiting for people to motivate you, has really helped me. It has helped my leaders. It has helped members of my team to always rank up. To always rank up. We don't joke with trainings. We don't at all. We take advantage of every training that we come across. We take serious advantage of it. Any training, any Zoom, during this period of us always doing Zoom meetings, any Zoom meetings that we're having, I always send the notification to all the WhatsApp groups of the team for them to partake. And I encourage them, send to your prospects, send to your people, put them in the room, continuous learning. But every time you get yourself into that Zoom meeting, anytime you get yourself in, there must be something new to learn. Even me, as this level of being a director, anytime I find myself in a Zoom meeting, there's always one or two things I learn afresh. So we don't take trainings lightly. We always want to learn. We always want to. And Emery as a company, one company I have seen, Emery as a company is one company that's always very willing and ready to show the way, continuous learning. No wonder they came about the I Go to University, always wanting to teach and show the way and show the direction. You know, the banking industry I came from is one very proactive industry, such that every quarter, before the quarter ends, the bank already knows what they will do second quarter. So I came to this company, Emery, and I saw a company that was even more proactive than the banking industry. They plan, they don't even plan 3 months ahead. They plan 6 months ahead. They plan years ahead. And they always break the structure down in forms of training. They are never, ever tired of training. They are never, ever tired of showing the plan. They have training for prospects. They have training for members. Different kind of training. So this is what we have utilized. Every instrument of the company to make us better, we are fully utilized. It has helped us in building our team. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for that, Dr. John. In summary, a true leader will not just think about his own success, but emulating this success with his business partners as well. And this is also the very spark emanating from a successful entrepreneur such as yourself, living the very value of Emery, which is sharing is rewarding. Let me end this by saying, even the largest of fires starts from a tiny spark. That same potential is within you. So set your dreams on fire. Thank you so much, Dr. John, for this lovely sharing today. But before I let you go, we are going to do a little trivia as well, as per tradition for our Immerpreneur shows. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
Awesome. Great. This is the spirit that I like. Okay, there are only 5 questions. All you need to do is basically just to answer them as fast as you can. All right?
Okay.
Cool. Ghana, Nigeria, and Malaysia were once colonized by the same country. What country is that?
Britain.
Perfect. Britain. Next one. Which travel by flight is longer? Lagos to Abuja or Lagos to Accra?
Lagos to Abuja.
Yes, that is correct. It's 1 hour and 15 minutes from Lagos to Abuja, but only takes 1 hour from Lagos to Accra, which is quite funny though. Next, which country do you find the city of Alexandria? No? Any guess? It's actually where one of our branches is located.
Egypt.
Egypt. Perfect. Next, name me the most famous professional boxer from the Philippines.
Pusho. Is it Romano? I know the guy, but I'm trying to. The name just escaped me now.
Starts with letter M for his first name.
Is it Mario something?
No.
Remind me the name.
No? Okay, his name is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, Pacquiao. Yeah, Pacquiao. That
Pacquiao.
is true.
There you
Yeah.
go. And the last one, you're doing very great. Do you find volcanoes in Malaysia? Yes or no?
Yes, you do.
Yes, that is correct. The most famous one
Yeah.
the most famous one they have is mostly in Sabah. Awesome. You did 4 out of
Thank,
5.
thank you very
Congratulations.
much. Thank you very much, Gladys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being on the show, Dr. John. And for our Emirians, I hope they enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for more and please subscribe to this channel below. Thank you.